So in today's video we're talking about the digital revolution within the professional kitchen and for the professional chefs.
So welcome to ProfileTree TV, and today I'm very excited to be joined by Neil Bradley from the Food Safe System. So Neil, thank you very much for coming in and having a chat with us today, much appreciated.
Oh no, thank you, it's a pleasure to be here.
Excellent. You wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about your background and what your company does?
Yeah, so my background is, as I kind of say to people, I'm a recovering chef and restaurant owner. So I spent the early part of my, so the early, it's like I'm old, but the first sort of 25 years of my career in kitchens and in restaurants. So I started as a chef, did that places in and around Belfast and hometown in Uri. At that point then I decided to open my own restaurants, so I've done that for a few years. And that eventually led to sort of the Food Safe System, which is our digital food safety compliance. So while running the restaurants, while as a chef, head chef, kitchen manager, and owner of restaurants, it's a hard business. It's very physical, very everything's very personal. So I was looking for solutions that would help me as a chef and a restaurant owner to basically run my business a bit better. And we couldn't find anything, so that's really where the acorn of Food Safe System was born within there.
Amazing. So what does the app help people do then?
So basically what Food Safe System is, it's a HACCP compliance, so food safety compliance app. So as those chefs, no chefs are hired to do paperwork. It's not their strengths. Legislation and regulations mean there has to be a lot of food safety checks and they'll have to be documented. And leaving out the guys who don't really want to do it or don't have time to do it. Chefs' kitchens are very busy places. To stop everything to start filling paperwork is a bit crazy. So that's what we do. We replace that paperwork with an easy to use app. We automate parts of it using wireless temperature sensors and IoT stuff and Bluetooth probes, and then we send it all managed through a cloud server, so it becomes a whole lot more quicker and automatic for the chefs to use, a lot easier to manage, a lot easier to control, and just saves the chefs time so they can focus on what they're good at. As we want our chefs cooking food and not filling in paperwork.
Very good. And it stores the data then? It keeps it safe?
Yeah. So it all sends up to all on cloud servers. Everything's cloud based these times. So no matter where you sort of log in from the kitchen or whatever, it's always there. It's always available. It's always ready to go. So the chefs have their interface. The app interface helps. It's very intuitive to use, based on what they're doing already. So we're not replacing how they do it, we're just playing what they do, or replacing what they do, we're just placing how they do it. So they find it quite easy to use, and then it all goes up, say, to a cloud server, so the managers, owners, food safety consultants can all log in, see everything's good, or conversely identify an issue before it becomes a problem, and just makes everybody's life a little bit easier.
Yes. And it so intrigues me. Obviously, I like my food. Who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't? Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah.
But it intrigues me. Obviously, we operate in a digital space, and I started my career in retail, and I've seen a massive transformation in retail into the online space and what's happened there, and just how digital is taking over every single industry. And it's amazing to see then in the restaurant trade as well. It's going digital too. Do you think that digital tools are important then for restaurants and kitchens to put in place?
I think they are. There's a lot of challenges. I suppose like a lot of industries, but there's a lot of challenges within the restaurant industry. It's like a lot. It's a very low margin, traditionally a very low margin business. Staff are becoming a huge issue. Getting staff is becoming a massive issue. That's before we even mentioned the B word. So it's just going to get worse for them. So we don't have the staff aren't able to do it, and the guys that are there are under huge pressure. So there had to be better solutions out there. And we noticed, and while digital is very much coming into the restaurant and has been for a few years, starting with the POS systems, the till systems and stuff, and they're increasingly becoming tablet based. All the sort of food tech and the restaurant tech was all very much customer focused. It's all customer facing stuff, like the POS systems, or it was all in getting more people in quicker, getting the pay quick and getting them out quicker. But there was very little actually making it past the kitchen doors, and that's where we're kind of focused on. Is how do we introduce not just digital for the sake of digital process, but sort of usable and effective solutions within within kitchens, and sort of food safe system is our first sort of product within that arena, and we have lined up a few other things coming along online in the future.
Amazing. So we'll have to bribe you later on to hear what they are. but again, in the so it's helping restaurants, I guess, with legislation that these quality controls are required by law.
Yeah, so it's very basic. Again, before I mentioned the B word, European legislation requires all food businesses to have a documented food safety policy, or HACCP as it's called. People know what it is, and just to be able to document the food journey from who and where you buy it from, how it gets to you, how it's stored, cooked, who does it, right through to gets the customer. Just quality checks and safety checks right through there. And I said it does take a lot of time. The chefs spend hours a day doing this instead of what you think you're paying them for cooking. But it's obviously essential, and it needs to be done. There has to be checks on everything that's done, so it's. And it all boils down to that little sticker on the door. The 1 to 5. That's what all it comes down to.
Excellent. So this is related to the scores we see on the doors.
Yeah. The scores on the doors now, whether or not there's always debate, how effective they are and that, but you need some way to measure it, and you need some way to know that these guys are meeting the standard. Now there's a problem at the moment where we know with the inspections are maybe not carried out as often as you should be, but again, that's where digital helps. Instead of having to do physical inspections, you now do sort of online audits, and that's where food safe system also helps.
Excellent. Personally, I'd always be looking for the sticker on the door to see, because you don't know what a place is. You check the reviews online on Google, and then you look for the sticker on the door. And once you see that, you're solid.
Yeah, and that's it. And like over 80% of people put it down as effective when they're eating out. So it is hugely important. And low scores can have a bad effect on your business. And if you're part of a chain, and even just one restaurant has a low score, it can affect the whole chain, and can affect it quite badly in terms of profitability.
Yeah, of course, and I'm thinking the reputation as well.
As well.
So if we're talking health and safety then in the restaurant, so the app then will have an impact on that as well.
It does. So it obviously identifies the way. It makes it be quick and easier for the chefs to complete, so they have more time. But it also fortifies those processes as well. Because it's a digital based system. There's very little chance of tampering with it, as opposed to paper-based systems. There is, I think, call it pencil whipping, where the guys sort of fill it in once a week or once a month or whatever it happens to be. We know what's happening, but we make it easy enough for the users, the chefs, kitchen managers to do it, so that no longer doesn't become an issue. And then that obviously just makes the whole thing better for the chef, better for the restaurant owner, and essentially better for the customer.
Amazing. I've done it myself back in the day. You've got the clipboard above the fridge and you're taking it down, and you're going, "Oh my word, it wasn't done at 11. What time is it?"
Yes.
So it's not an easy process, but even to remember to go and actually check the fridges and do all that kind of stuff. So
and that's the part where our little IoT comes in. So we have sensors that can still just sit into a fridge. It'll monitor them, 24/7. So that automates that whole part of it. So the kitchen staff don't have to worry about that part of it. And then if something goes off, somebody's left it open, breaks down, turned off, it sends you sends the guys text messages, an email, whatever, to say there's a problem. You want to go and look at that. So not only does it save them time, but prevents loss as well, food loss as well.
Incredible. Very good. So automated then even. I can understand the saving now. Wow, impressive. So the regulations then, I guess, so we're in obviously UK, and we've got Ireland, Europe, and Globe. There's different regulations in every country?
At the moment, we were on the European legislation again until the B word hits, and we will be for foreseeable future. I've actually, the UK and actually Ireland are even though it's the European legislation, there's sometimes always sort of different interpretations of that. So the UK and Ireland are probably two of the strictest. But we know from our business, we get a lot of business around Spain and stuff. So we're doing a lot of sort of Spanish companies, engaging a lot of them and starting to investigate that. So we know that's the European side of it. So that one legislation covers all of Europe. But we know Canada's pretty similar to the Middle East. It's very much based on what European legislation was. Australia, New Zealand, US is a bit harder. But again, it's not a million miles away, so we know it's food safe is as near as can be a global sort of solution.
Amazing. And is there common mistakes that food handlers, restaurants, kitchens make around food safety then that you see in the past? And
I think it's got a lot. It's got a lot better, and there's a lot more training now in the kitchens than probably before. Even when I first started, so the mistakes kind of aren't really there, and kitchen staff are generally very good. It's very rare you'll come to the point where people are unsafe in kitchens, and generally they don't last that long. So if somebody's been, doing unsafe practices, they're generally not in business that long. So the guys that are in business a good while, they run good kitchens. So there isn't a huge. Our thing is not. It is pretty good at the moment. It is effective. We just make life a bit easier for everybody.
Incredible, and when you think about the number of cases we hear on the news,
yes,
in the UK it's very small. UK Ireland is very small of food poisoning and like that. So
it really is. Yeah. There are 200,000 restaurants within the UK and Ireland. Wow. Probably over above that. So what we hear is pretty minimal. So and all countries are pushing to get to that point too. There is a big drive in India to improve their reputation. There's a big drive in China to improve their food safety reputation, because they know food is when you go on holiday, when you go away somewhere, food's a huge factor in that. It's hugely important, and you want to be able to know that you're not going to get sick, and then you're not going to eat safe food. So it is a huge push forward, and everybody is always improving on that side of things.
Amazing. And how do you think that we can continue as an industry, or the industry can continue to maintain the high standards that we clearly have at the moment?
I think it's like everything else. It's very much customer driven. The bad places don't last that long. They know that. That's why companies invest a lot of money to make sure what they do is good and meets the standard, and the customers are always going to be safe and come back. It doesn't really pay anybody to poison their customers. Of course, it's not a great business model, no matter what.
No, definitely not people who are big customers. That's one thing for sure. And you see in the restaurant trade then that there'll be more. I know I'm talking the food industry.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can tell it's nearly dinner time.
Yeah.
But do you think that there's more pull factors then with digital, that we'll see a lot more digital integration in the kitchens?
Yeah, definitely. As I said, there are more and more pressures. Staff costs, rising food costs, lack of staff, more regulations coming, and the only real solution is, well, one, digital is a solution to try to a way to try to solve those problems, but also with the generation come through, they're used to doing stuff on their phone. They're used to lifting out their phone and doing everything on it. It's no longer accessible to the phone. They're going, well, why not? Why can I not do this on my phone? Why me not have to do it on paper? So those are coming in. Like I said, kitchens have been I call them a sort of digital black hole, and any sort of new sort of innovations have always been around about replacing or sort of new ways to cook things or whatever it is, but the workload hasn't changed. So we sort of in there trying to reduce the workload. This is what we see our sort of aim.
Excellent. And there's a couple of, as you say, there's a couple of industries I can think of. There's education and the food and the kitchen. So there's probably places in every sector that hasn't been hit by the digital revolution just yet. Yeah. But it's definitely coming.
It's always coming, and so parts of restaurants are very good on the digital side, other parts aren't. So that's kind of
the way it's going. Yeah. So what's different? So you've been in the restaurants working, and I appreciate, and I know I've done my stint as well, as I'm sure a lot of people have.
Yeah.
And retail too.
Yeah.
Restaurants is a tough job.
Yes.
Tough gig. Yeah. And then you've had your own restaurants.
Yeah.
So you've ran your own business.
Yeah.
Tough as well, as we all know. And now you're a tech startup.
Yeah.
Tough as well.
Yeah.
So is there? You must
I think
be a glutton for
punishment. It's just like a glutton for punishment. Yeah. It's just you just never pick the easy route, do you? If there's a long way and a hard way, you'll always find the hard way. There's something that goes. I know. I think it's people say, oh, you must be is it hard doing text? Yeah, it is hard. Is it any harder than a restaurant? I don't think so.
Which is harder?
I think the catering business is so tough. It really is so tough. And I have so much respect for people who do it and make success of it. I really do. Because I know how hard it is. I know how much work goes into it. I know how much, and you're only ever as good as your last meal. No matter what you did yesterday didn't matter. What you do tomorrow doesn't matter. It's whether or not that food you put on that plate now is going to satisfy a customer. That's all that counts. So when you're being judged by every single minute of the day, it is tough. So to make success out of that, which guys have done and have built sort of empires out of food, is amazing. Really is.
And what is in the trade itself? What is it? Is it getting the right staff? Because obviously customer service and service is critical.
Yeah.
And is it the food supply, getting the best food in the mix, or marketing then as well?
It has to be everything. There is nowhere you can fall down, because when you fall down one place, it really is so unforgiving, and that way, and that's why it makes it so hard. But you've got to be now. Fair enough. If you get the point where your food talks, goes above and beyond, the marketing becomes less of an issue. If you're way up here and you market, and maybe you don't have to market as much, you'll be booked out for a year in advance. I know restaurants, they open their reservations once a year and then that's them booked. So that would be a nice place to be. But that's not 99% of the restaurants. And there's always somebody else out there trying to eat your lunch or make somebody,
Literally, yes. And again, we all talk about as business owners, margins in business.
Yeah.
And it is, so I know margins different to business, and I can just imagine, having had a food business, I'm mad, but not. The food, obviously, you have to deal with food and it's perishable goods.
Yeah.
So a lot of headache around that.
Yeah.
Never mind the rest of the business. Are the margins then really, 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 really tough? Is it make or break? Is it a fine line?
It is, definitely is. I think it used to be the equation was it was a 3-3-3-1. So you had a 30% of food cost, 30% staff cost, 30% everything else. So you had 10% profit. Now even that 10% profit is under pressure, because there's a lack of staff at the moment. So if you can get them, you've got to pay them to get in. So now you have 30% has become 40%. We have food costs going up. And somehow you've got to try to balance that out. So that 10% is really under pressure, as you can see from, even some of the best operators are falling or having to scale back from where they were. There's been really some high profile sort of not failures but certainly scale backs, and it comes that those economics are hard to maintain. But when they get it right, when places get it right, they boom. And the whole everything now is where it's going. It really is.
So it's no matter what, big or small, you need to be in delivery then?
It seems it's definitely going that way. I think, again, this new generation sort of expect everything delivered to them, and why not? I sort of, and also comes part of the staffing side of it, but I think most places will have to. They are embracing delivery, and they will keep doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
And again, when I started in kitchens, and I had that 80, 100-hour weeks, and that was just what you did. New generation, very few of them will do that, and I say, well, why should they? Who wants to work 80-hour week or 100-hour week, for usually a lot more than minimum wage, if even minimum wage. So, I'm very that should not be the case. That should not happen. But on the other side of that, on restaurants, I've been on both sides. I've been on the side where doing crazy hours and maybe not getting what you should be getting. But on the other side, the restaurant side, it's somebody just with 10% that's reducing. They can't afford to pay. So there's an imbalance there. It's hard to get that balance, but I think that's where tech comes in to try to get some balance in there with that.
Of course, not going to understand again solutions like yours.
Yeah.
Making life easier, a wee bit easier.
A bit easier, yeah. Well, we're not going to revolutionize, but we maybe sort of add 1% or 2% to your profit margin, which could make the thing open and closing.
Yeah, critical. So no, it's very interesting how tech can be used in that sector. And then I'm thinking of the last question, since we've got a foodie here. So obviously now there's loads of conversations around vegans and
Yeah.
veganisms as one niche, but
Yeah.
there's loads of different. I can't keep up with all the different.
I know, yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
But so that even the food industry is actually going through massive changes.
Yes,
compared-
yes.
So what's your thoughts on that as a restaurant owner and being in the game? Is it maybe you've seen this cycles through your whole career anyway?
Well,
different-
we have obviously seen the grow of vegetarianism and veganism, and I think it's a good thing. I think it was a good thing to see for our planet because we can't eat as much meat as we do, and and I love sort of love a good steak and but I love vegetables as well, and I actually my other half and my kids are kind of semi-vegetarian. That they love the vegetables, and they the point where they kind of don't miss meat when they don't get it. I'm kind of more of a like mistake, and it's sort of more traditional that way. But I think it's a good thing. I think it's going to keep growing, and there's no doubt about it, because as we become more environmentally aware, it's certainly going to take over.
It's amazing how all these industries, like you're talking the environment's impacting the restaurants, how digital is impacting the industry as well. It's just amazing how everything seems to be merging. It's incredible.
And the one, yeah, definitely, and even the whole sort of the alternative meat, or even the lab. I think that the whole lab grown meat is hugely sort of. It's fascinating. It really
Scary.
is. The fact that we can now grow burgers
in a factory.
in a factory, I think it's
what's happening
just
is
unreal.
scary. I'm sure there's one or two people watching this go, what? And hitting Google. Don't believe that. Yeah, so there is a factory growing burgers.
Yeah, they're growing meat and I think it's just, I don't know if it is commercially available yet, but it's certainly not far away from it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's well invested in anyway, that's for sure. So what an amazing space, but excellent. So again, I'm taking you. I'll be talking about food all day. So if anyone wants to find out more about what services you offer, so obviously you've got one product in the market now.
Well, in the moment,
more to come.
Yeah,
in the future.
more to come. Yeah.
So if anyone in the restaurant trade or food trade wants to find out more, what's the best place where they can find you?
I suppose that our website's a great place to start. Foodsafesystem.com is there. We're always there. All our contact details are there. I'm also on LinkedIn and Twitter. We're on all those things as well. You don't have to find LinkedIn. Like most people spend too long staring at my phone, so usually don't have to wait too long for an answer.
Very good, excellent. Well, thank you very much for coming in today and telling us all about your system and your product. Very interesting, and really enjoyed our conversation.
Good. No, thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, and thanks very much.
Excellent, thank you. So hopefully you enjoyed the chat with Neil today. I found it very interesting, and if you or any of your friends are involved in the kitchen or food industry, why not share the links below this video, and maybe they could introduce some tech into their kitchen. Hopefully enjoy the video, as I say, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video. This is Kieran from ProfileTree, the content marketing agency. We're based in Belfast in the Innovation Factory. See you soon. Thank you.